You are now tuned in to the Public Enemies, aka the Spark Foundation, aka Black DX, aka the Authors of Paid in Full, aka Undisputed Era Force Ones, aka the High Conics.
Should I even have to hit the air horn?
You might should.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the air horn, you feel me? You feel me? I just wanna let people know that it's cool, mi casa and su casa, come in, keep your feet up, get comfortable, chill, relax, you feel me? I'm talking about you ain't even gotta ring the doorbell, door wide open for you.
Yeah,
I'm talking
bro,
about you feel me?
Don't put your feet on the table. Mom hate that shit.
Yeah. By the way, take your shoes off at the door. Y'all talking about we just got the carpets clean, all that. You feel me?
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, people with jobs, people without jobs, middle class, upper class, high class, all that, cats, snakes, chickens, ducks, elderly people, and twerkers, we present to you another edition of the Public Enemies podcast. This is the All Elite Wrestling Full Gear post show 2022 in a building, and I am still your public enemy number one. Would you see? Look how God worked. You feel me? Look how
I'm blaming on God.
God is amazing. He does great things. He does amazing things. And you know what? He's always here for me, brother. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you if you are tapped in, if you are tuned in, if you are watching live, y'all talking about, you feel me? We appreciate y'all for pulling up. Y'all talking about, hey, Keith already dropped a super chat one time for the one time. Love, pure love.
Hey.
MJF's win is a moment in time. You feel me? Let me get you your verbiage right. You feel me? Let me get your verbiage right. Yes, indeed. Once again, of course, I go by the name, oh my God, Graham, son of Mars. Benny the Butcher is in the building. What's going on, my guy? How you feeling?
Yo, I'm great. Man.
Great.
I feel like, but I'm a little heartbroken because I didn't get the championship for predictions, and I feel like I should have because I was the first one to predict that William Regal was gonna turn on John Moxley, so I feel like that's a regular pick all in itself. So I feel like that should go towards the score. But you see, I'm not gonna dwell on that too much because we got Survivor Series next week.
I don't think we gotta really, you feel me? I don't think we really gotta go into that. You feel me? Yeah, take the L. You feel me? Because me personally, I believe a win is a win. Y'all talking about? Oh shit! Oh Ken, what's going down, my guy? What? Salute to you feel me? The big action super
Laugh in my face.
Hey. And still, you feel me? 16 on him, you feel me? I should, he's saying come through with these, he's saying really pop my collar and really talk to him one time. I ain't gonna really that, you feel me? But Ken, I appreciate you.
Are these numbers legit? Are these numbers legit? Because he said 16.
16.
And I just want to know, are these numbers legit?
These numbers are legit, bro.
How? Who counted them?
100% legit.
Who counted them? Ken? You? Ken?
I don't trust that.
I don't even trust that, man. I don't even trust that. We're gonna have to bring in a third party to do some counting on this.
We should bring in a third party, you feel me? Jizzle was there, Tron was there. The problem was I was the only person keeping track of how many times I was winning, and niggas was like, how many I got? Nigga, I don't know. You feel me? What you talking about? Let's talk about it, man. Tonight was AEW Full Gear live and direct. They came sliding through from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. And man, they had a 17-hour show with 2,600 matches. I was like, okay, I'm with you. I like it. I'm rocking. I'm feeling it. You dig? You feel me?
I said it when we were recording. I was like, yo, it's light work to me. I grew up in a Pentecostal church. That's light work.
Light work. That's light work. You feel me? Stupid light work. You know what I'm saying? What David Lavender? Let's hit the chat right quick. Y'all look like y'all finna hit a drill real quick. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? We might got something to do right after this. You know what I'm saying? We do gotta take a little trip. You feel me? This week. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take a little trip this week. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Salute to Billy Hughes. You know what I'm saying? I just subscribed. I'm taking a shot to Regal's turn on MJ on Mox. Okay. We'll take a shot to that too. We'll take a couple shots to that. Let's see. Let's
Um,
see. Keith said, I'm high as fuck. Was should have been correct. Yeah. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
bro, you cool?
Yes, please like and subscribe. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get into the action though. Let's get into the action, man. First, I'm gonna ask you this. How did you feel about the show overall? Like, not even like the matches, you feel me? Like, you want to give it a letter grade, 1 out of 10, you feel me? Like, how did you feel like AEW delivered? What is this, their third or fourth full gear?
I think it's their third because I
Third?
went to the. Yeah, I think it's their third. I went to the first full gear, and I wish I hadn't gone to the first full gear because it was I was planning on either going to that or going to see Paul McCartney perform, and I should have gone to see Paul McCartney. The show was good. It's just like I don't know how many more shows that man got left in him, you know.
Yeah.
But if I got to give this show a letter grade, I give it an A minus.
Okay. Chat, feel free to join in. You feel me? What letter grade would y'all give AEW? You feel me, for the third annual full gear, top to bottom? What would you give it? You know what I'm saying? Meth says pay-per-view looks good. Can't wait to watch it on free TV next week. That's funny because that's exactly what's about to happen. You feel me? Me personally, I would give it like I would give it a solid B. I give it a solid B. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what? I'm gonna
I don't
change
know.
mine to a
I
B
don't know
plus
how
because
I
I
feel
remember some
about
of those
pluses and
matches.
minuses. Are you a Wings fan?
He means Paul McCartney and Wings. Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. I changed mine to a B plus because I remember there's some stuff on the show that I didn't really care for, and we can get into that when we go through the
Okay.
matches. But
Did you that's funny. Amante says went to see Black Panther and I give it an A.
yo,
Salute.
yo, we need to do a pod talking about Black Panther as soon as
We can
Joker
for sure
sees
do
it.
a pod talking about Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? We got some shit going. We got some shit going for sure. Sean Roberts says I'll give it an A, no higher, no lower. Okay, that's what's up. Ken says I'll give it a B or a strong C plus. And Keith is gonna give it a B. TK got to start cutting the match count down. Yeah, they had like 9 matches. You know what I'm saying on the main card. Did anybody check out the pre-show? Oh, what's up, Jizzle?
I did.
How you doing, sir? What's going down?
Fucking head hurts.
You can go to sleep, bro. It's okay. Like it's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Yes, it is actually.
You gotta play
It
sick,
actually is.
nigga. You gotta work sick, y'all. All right. This is what LeBron James be talking about when he be reading Malcolm X out of bed. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yo,
Ben, what do you think about the
Blue Game.
pre-show?
I thought it was pretty good. The only match I saw on the pre-show was Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. I mean, it was pretty good. I like that they made Ricky look like a star during that match. You could see, like, okay, he does have like a chance. Like, if you put him in that match against like an MJF or John Moxley, he wouldn't just get ran over. Like, he would have a good showing out there because he picked up Brian Cage like it was nothing, bro. Like he was getting his ass beat for a good portion of the match, but when he came back at the end, I was like, in the way the crowd was responding to him, I was like, this guy's a star, and I hope like Tony Khan sees that soon, because like, yo, the crowd was like hot for him.
Yeah. He picked up the win against Lance Archer last night on Rampage, and then this one right here against who was it? That guy?
Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Brian, I don't know where the Philly street fight is. Cage.
Yeah,
Big
man.
dumb
You gotta do
bitch.
something with Ricky Starks. Please do something with Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks versus Ethan Page this Wednesday on Dynamite for the final of the Full Gear Eliminator Tournament. And we'll see who's going to be the number one contender to face MJF at Winter is Coming. They also had, what was it, a 10-man tag match with the Best Friends versus the Factory. And the Best Friends, of course, picked up the win when Danhausen used like a steel pick that he had, like a big-ass nail. Nigga, shit is hella big.
It looks like a
Hey,
bolt.
Trent, boss. Hey, Trent was like, nigga, what is that? Where did you get that shit from? It was a lot of weapons that were used on tonight's show that were like you're either trying to get me to use this or man, I didn't even know you had that. Where'd that come from? Like that type of shit, you know? So they did that. Eddie Kingston defeated is it Jun or Yoon Akiyama? I'm not sure the
I
official
don't even know.
pronunciation of the first name. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold y'all. You feel me? If y'all want to talk about, you feel me, the intricacies of the history behind why they did this match and the come up Jun Akiyama, this is not the place. This is not the place. I don't know shit about this man. I didn't know nothing about this man until like Monday, Tuesday, when I started seeing niggas on the timeline talking about, oh shit, Tony Khan booking this match for Eddie Kingston. It's his favorite wrestler ever. This is what made him want to join the business and da 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 da. I was like, all right, cool, bet. That's cool. Salute the backup Hangman. He had like a dope little thread that kind of like was giving niggas the backstory and giving niggas the, you feel me, catching people up to speed on Jun Akiyama, you know what I'm talking about? So make sure y'all go over there and check that out. Y'all can holler at Russell Pierce and all them over there for that. But Eddie Kingston picked up the W. And of course, respect, pure respect, back and forth. And Eddie Kingston cut a promo leading into the actual show that was pure gold. He was just giving it up to everybody in the back. He was like putting over all of the matches. He was putting over Mox and MJF. He put over Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter. He was this nigga was like, ladies and gentlemen, people watching at home, it's like 7 and 42 or whatever the hell he was saying, 7:52 and 37 seconds. Order the damn pay-per-view. And I was like, good shit. Just send Eddie Kingston out there just to punk people into buying shows. I like it. Do it.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's a recession in my house. It's a recession in my house. You buy me the pay-per-view.
Yeah, buy it for us. I'm saying, you got any money? I ain't got no money. I ain't got no fucking migraine medicine. So why the fuck am I buy this fucking show? Idiot.
Yo.
Show kicked off with a steel cage match. Luchasaurus, the dinosaur, against what's the guy's name? Jungle Boy Jack Perry. You feel me?
Applejacks.
Jack Perry. Hey, Jim Ross's greatest contribution to AEW thus far. That man said, I'm not calling this dude Jungle Boy. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yo, it's still crazy to me because he was like, yo, man, look, I just want to be known as Jungle Boy. I don't want people to call me Jack Perry. I don't want people to try to link me to my father. I'm my own man. Jim Ross is like, nah, fuck all that. I'm gonna call you Jack Perry. Your daddy call you Jack Perry. I'm gonna call you Jack Perry. Your mama call you Jack Perry. I'm gonna call you Jack Perry.
Look, little Luke, go to the store, go give me something to eat, little Luke. All right, that's your name. All right, so go ahead and go give me some Luke. All right, let's go do that. You gonna be Luke forever. Yeah, get out there and go bleed.
Please. And that's exactly what he did. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I was making some tacos and I looked away from the screen. I felt like for maybe 40 some odd seconds, turn around and all of a sudden Jungle Boy is bleeding. I'm like, bro, this match has been on for like 6 minutes. Like, they just get right to it. Like, I'm
like he took one throw to the steel cage, and then after that, it's like, oh, he bleeding. Nah, I was like, come on, bro.
Oh, he bleeding. Nah, oh my god. Ooh, oogie boogie bleed.
That's exactly what it was. Like after one throw into the cage.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. They had a couple of false finishes that kind of got me. I'm not gonna hold you. He did a when Luchasaurus did the tombstone / I'm gonna just throw this nigga on his face. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's 3. That's 3. That felt like 3. That wasn't 3. Okay, my bad. You feel me? That wasn't 3. You feel me? But they did the spot where he choke slammed him on a chair, and Jungle Boy, before he choke slammed him on a chair, actually Jungle Boy leapfrogged off of the chair and then did the Canadian Destroyer, and I was like, blood. They was really working. They was going crazy.
Too many moving parts, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Big action. Hey, how did you feel about it, Jizzle? Did you catch this match? Did you catch the beginning of the show?
Yeah. I caught it. I thought it was really anticlimactic, but it's a very good. Thank God it's over. Like, please let it be over. Like, Jesus. Like, please, like, no more. Like,
it's
no
definitely
more.
not anticlimactic because it's not over. But this is one chapter of it. You feel me? But you know what else is not anticlimactic? Sooplex pulling up.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Mob? How you feeling, bro?
Dude, I'm tired, and my throat's killing me from all the y'all I was doing. But thank you guys for having me on. I know I'm in here late. I'm on Black people time, but y'all understand for obvious reasons.
Of course. We're always on color people time. That's what it is, man. If you're not on color people time, I don't know what time you on, my brother. I don't know what time you on.
Nah, bro. The barbecue start at 3, but everybody gonna get there at 4:30 ish.
Yeah.
But
the real question is MJF invited to the barbecue after his actions tonight? That's the real question.
Nah, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
Are we rescinding the invitation?
MJF, I still remember that tweet a couple weeks ago.
I thought about it before the show started. I think I might have to rescind the invitation.
I still remember that tweet a couple weeks ago, my brother. It's too fresh on the mind. The wounds have not healed yet.
Oh man!
And I have made that meme of him wearing the kufi, and he retweeted it. I was like,
Oh man!
Why, my brother?
Jungle Boy finally faced some new competition. I feel like this thing with Christian and Luchasaurus went on forever. That's what David Lavender says. Sooplex, what'd you feel about it? How do you feel about it? Did you like the match? Do you feel like the story's been going on too long? How do you feel about what's going on with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus? Talk to us, please.
So, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, let me just say, the feud, I do agree that it has been going on too long. I believe that's been going on since a little before Double or Nothing, the Christian and Jungle Boy storyline. That's really what it started with. It wasn't that whole Jungle Boy Luchasaurus thing. It was Jungle Boy and Christian. The only reason that really devolved, I don't want to say devolved, but the only reason that really turned into this is because Christian got injured. I'm not saying this match would have never happened had Christian got injured, but I don't think we would have gotten this match at Full Gear if Christian was still wrestling. I think it would have ended up being Jungle Boy and Christian, and we would have gotten Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus on like AEW Dynamite or something like that. The feud overstated talking just a little bit, but I thought this is a great way to end out the feud. I thought this was actually one of the better matches on the show, despite the spot where they exited the cage, which I thought was a little bit like I thought that was an unnecessary part. Like, your whole point is to have this cage to bring all the feud inside, nobody can leave, and then they leave to bring weapons in. And I was talking about this on my stream earlier. I was like thinking back to the cage match that the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks had, and I'm like, well, they had weapons in their match. I'm like, wait a minute, did they never left the ring to get the weapons in their match? So I'm not really understanding why they needed to leave the ring. Like, couldn't they just have it in the ring or something like that? I didn't understand that, but I get how they got from point A to point B, but I didn't think it needed to happen that way.
There's enough space for them to get out of the ring and grab some shit from underneath the ring. There's it's not exactly fitted onto the ring. There's enough space for you to
That's a one for gap.
Walk around a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that one spot, I thought it was actually one of the better matches on the show. And from here, I would like to think the Jungle Boy is going to be done with Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. I was thinking at some point, maybe they can Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus can rekindle their weird dinosaur boy relationship at some point in the near future. But Jungle Boy should just be on his own, doing his own thing. And now that we have a new champion. Not going to say which champion talking about, but maybe Jungle Boy can go after that champion very soon since he's hot off of this win.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. What's up? What you got?
Just let it be over. That's all I want.
Oh no, man! Listen, I'm not rooting for a rematch. I'm not even rooting for Christian Cage to come back and even feud with Jungle Boy. I'm over. I think they should move forward.
I wasn't rooting for this match, but you know, yeah.
Hopefully they'll move forward. Let's go ahead and move forward as well. Let's talk about Death Triangle and the return of the Elite.
Ooh.
Bro.
Let's talk about this match. This match was they came in hot, my guy. Ben, if I could throw to you first, Ben, because this past week, actually, this past Wednesday, we were talking about the Wayward Sons and the song that they may come out to. How do you feel that moment delivered? And how do you feel about the Elite being back? And you can go ahead and get into the match, and then we'll all chime in.
Bro, when I heard that Wayward Sons drop, I was like, yo, we are here. I was like, we are here. I was like, yo, Kansas, Wayward Sons, we living, bro. We eating, bro. But I know Tony Khan got to be pissed whenever they walk up to him asking some licensed music. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I got an in-house dude right here, bro. I can make y'all a song that sound like Wayward Sons, bro. But nah, I don't think it would fit right. But they came out and didn't miss a beat. Crowd was hot for him. In fact, crowd was so hot for him that they decided they needed to fry up somebody. A certain Mr. Phillip Brooks. Rake that man across the coals. Like, the match hadn't been going for 5 minutes already. Fuck CM Punk chants. There were Colt Cabana chants. Then they went back to the fuck CM Punk chants.
You know, I was saying to myself, if there were any decision that CM Punk was going to make or whether he wants to come back to AEW or not, this should have made it for him. This should have made it very apparent how the fans feel about him right now. If I'm CM Punk, I ain't coming back, even if the contract gets renewed or whatever. Like, I don't know. Fans don't like me. You know what? Fuck them.
Exactly, bro. But you gotta look at it on the flip side. They in Chicago like 99 times out of the year, so you can get some cheers in on that.
Every day's a home game with CM Punk.
I think they're in Chicago when next week? This week?
Yeah, they're in Chicago this next week. But you know,
well, you also got to remember when they were last in Chicago All Out and MJF came out, they were cheering for MJF more than they were cheering for Punk.
They were,
yeah.
But that was also the return of MJF after
true.
3.5 months gone, and everybody was like, "Well, what's he gonna do?" Well, clearly he's gonna come back.
Very true.
Let's do that. But this match was fire, even outside of the CM Punk chance. Like, they had some crazy. Of course, you already know when the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks get together, it's gonna be Yankee. Kenny Omega coming back, just the dynamic of him being gone so long, only having 2-3 matches, and then having to cut and get suspended, and now he's back again, and it's just, I thought this shit was crazy. The fact that Pac had been telling these dudes for like the last 3 weeks, hey, we got to defend our titles by any means necessary. You don't know what's coming around the corner. Keep your head on a swivel. I'm telling you, they're gonna put us on the chopping block, and we ain't going for it. I ain't going for it. Here's the hammer. Do what you got to do.
Have a time.
But he be passing them that hammer for no reason. They be walking backstage, walk past them niggas, be like, yo, clock that nigga right there. Just knock him over the head. Like, bro, we just walking to get the catering. Like, nah, bro. He was looking at you funny.
Y'all ever been on a knockout mission? All right, Jizzle's been on a knockout mission. If anybody in the chats have been out on a knockout mission, if I got to explain knockout missions, the knockout mission is basically when you and maybe a select few go joyriding, just riding around the city, doing what y'all do late at night, just having fun, smoking, drinking, kicking it, whatever the, extracurricular activity is. And y'all just decide, you know what? Next nigga we see walking down this block, we just go, hey, somebody just hop out and just steal off on him. See what happens.
Punch him in his face. Punch him in his mouth.
See what happens.
Man, get out and hit him.
Those are knockout missions, and I feel like that's what Pac was trying to do: get Ray Phoenix and Pentagon to do. And tonight he was finally successful because Ray Phoenix actually used the hammer to smack Kenny Omega upside the head, got the roll up in the 1, 2, and the 3, and they keep the belts. That's crazy because we was all wrong. We all said, yo, the Elite's coming back. You know what I'm saying? They just going to get their titles back because that's how Tony Khan books and this was his plan and he'll just go right back to that. But nah. So the Elite lose and now Tony Khan has booked a best of 7 series. So this is going to go on for the remainder of the year and even into the next year. Sooplex, how do you feel about that, my brother? What do you think about this best of 7 series?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me just say I thought
Please,
they had a really good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it as a spot fest because that's what it was. I'm very open-minded when it comes to my wrestling. I can do spot fest, I can do technical matchups, I can do brawl out fights. I just gotta be in the mood for it. I was in the mood for it tonight. I will say, as much as I love these two teams, I don't know how they're going to pull off a best of 7 series without these matches feeling the same because they wrestle a certain style. It's very much a lucha libre tornado tag rules. Everybody gets their shit in while at the same time doing the best spots possible. Someone could say Cirque du Soleil, someone could say spot monkeys. You could call it what you want. I just don't know. And I'm not doubting that they can do it, but I just don't know how we're going to work that style several times over and not be tired of it. I'm not, like I said, we saw it the first time. It was great. We could see a rematch and it'd be great. We could see a third time. It might be good. By the time we get to the 4th and 5th time of them doing the same routine, I don't know how the crowd's going to feel about that. I know me personally, I don't know how I'm going to feel about seeing that routine by the 5th time. Especially if they're not changing it up. Like if we get like maybe one match is a concise tag team match where they're not fucking all over the place, or if they get like they throw in like a stipulation, like a tables match or something. Like they gotta spice it up. If it's just 3-on-3 for 7, nah, we can't do a 3-on-3 for all 7 weeks, bro. They gotta spice it up somehow.
Yo, facts, bro. Because they're just calling it best of 7. Like you could throw in some one-on-one matches, some regular tag matches to kind of like to keep it fresh. But if you keep going back to those trio matches, like back to back to back to back to back, not only are you risking it getting stale, but they're gonna try to keep going over and keep going over and keep doing more stuff, and you might run the risk of getting injuries.
Yeah, Bessie Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, shit. I'd hope not. But as you said, like, yeah, maybe hopefully they'd switch it up. And Ben, you said like if they could do like maybe some singles matches. That's what Calm says in the chat. There'll end up being a bunch of singles matches within the trios matches with several dirty finishes. Yeah, I do think that they run the risk of tiring out the fans on this, but I think that AEW feels like, hey man, this is what our audience wants, so we're just gonna give it to them in overdrive because you haven't had it in so long. So let's just go ahead and do it. And I'm just like, I'm apprehensive about it as well. We'll just have to see how it goes. But
like the last
a clean sweep would be dope. But go ahead.
The last best of 7 series I could think of, at least in the years I've been watching wrestling, was the one that Sheamus and Cesaro had back in 2016. That was a good best of 7 series, and here's the thing about that series is that even though it was a good series, I recall some of the matches feeling the same because they didn't change it up. It was just Sheamus versus Cesaro 7 times. And it's like, yeah, good matches feel the same. We're going to get to this match, and I feel like we're going to start to feel like it's the same by the 3rd match because these guys work the same style most times we see them. Like I said, if they change it up, I don't know how they're going to change it up because it's very formulaic. As much as I love them, the trios matches, if you've seen one Elite trios matches, you've seen mostly all of them. They're all very formulaic. They just have different opponents, and those different opponents added in the new flavor, and that's how the matches end up being great each and every single time. But I just don't know how they're going to pull it off without the fans getting tired of it.
17 super kicks. We're gonna do 37 and a half V triggers, super kick parties. Matt Jackson gonna do the thing where his back is hurt again. For like what the 5th year in a row. Nick
Yeah,
Jackson
I
is
don't want
gonna
to
have
cut
a
you off, but
crazy
you
hot
actually
tag.
just gave me an idea. You know,
Go
one of
ahead,
the
talk
match
to me.
stipulations can be that the super kicks are banned. That's how you spice it up.
That's how
Super
you get
kicks are banned
around.
for one
Yeah.
stipulation. No super kicks
Niggas not gonna
whatsoever.
know what to do.
That could be an advantage for the Lucha Bros, and then you can have an advantage for the elites. Whereas I don't know, no fucking suicide dives. I don't know. You can make shit up as you go. You can spice it up somehow to get through these matches and make them innovative instead of just doing all right, just straight 3-on-3s every single time.
Matt Jackson is
Yeah,
like, what
bro.
the fuck is a collar and elbow tie up? What is that?
I don't know none of that shit, bro.
Match
Nigga, you
number
a
6 is
chain
no
wrestler? What the
flying
fuck is that?
whatsoever.
Not a clue. Don't got a clue. But salute to the elite. Salute to the Death Triangle. Hey, man, Jade Cargill retained and got back her TBS title from the quote unquote TBS champion Nyla Rose. This was a pretty quick match. I thought it was okay. Um, I didn't really think it was anything special about the match, to be honest with you. But I thought that Jade coming out with the Chitara, you feel me, the cosplay on, and
Bro,
she's been doing her thing, you know what I mean? But I thought the match was okay. Salute to both the ladies. I think they delivered well enough, but I think the match could have been a little bit better.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of upset this is ending because I've loved all the hijinks from Nyla Rose and all like the I got the belt and everything on social media and all that. It's been entertaining. But yeah, you're right. The match left a little bit to be desired, and I don't know. There was some moments where I was like, "Come on, guys." But how'd you feel about like the interest for Vicky and Nyla and all them? A little Eddie tribute.
I thought that was cool. Why did I don't I mean I guess it's cool. Wait, we're right around the time, right? This was his birthday
This
recently
is
or the passing was recently, right?
the passing was like I think
Okay.
it was like last week or something like that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it's timely. You know, you gotta do it. Vicky's there. Add her little flavor in. Was she wearing a Rhea Ripley shirt tonight?
Yep.
Okay.
I thought it was
Vicky.
just me. I was like, yo, am I
I didn't
bugging?
realize that.
Or
That's
yeah,
wild.
the I'm your mommy shirt. Like I was like, bro, I was like, is this just me? And I got on Twitter and I was like, yo, am I bugging or is this the Rhea Ripley shirt? And everybody was like, yeah, it's a Rhea Ripley shirt. And yeah, niggas in there was like, yo, that's her husband, bro. She can wear whatever shirt she wants. She stole that from her. Rhea Ripley stole that from her. I was like, come on, bro. Chill out.
See, 8 minutes ain't quick, bro. It was good, but could have been great in 5 minutes. Hey man, the match was the match. It was there, and then everybody knew Jade was gonna win, so it is what it is. Myron says that Jade's title reign is flaming out for him. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I will say this. Just about every Jade Cargill championship match that we've seen on pay-per-view this year, Revolution was against Tay Conti, Double or Nothing was against Anna Jay, Athena was All Out, and now we just had Nyla Rose. They've all been like decent. Like there hasn't been like a good or great championship match, and all of them have been under like 9 minutes. Like none of them cracked the 10-minute mark. They're all relatively short. Here's the thing. I think Jade has great appeal because Tony Khan has been booking her very well. She doesn't show up very often, and every time she is on TV, it means something because she's a really good promo. And when she gets in the ring, she doesn't embarrass herself. So she's booked not very prominently, but she's booked in a very good way to make her feel important. But the thing is that her style doesn't change, and it's becoming very much the same every time you see her. The streak is the only thing going for her. If she didn't have the streak, there would be almost nothing to Jade Cargill, let's just be honest. The question now is it's not even really about like, oh, what's going to happen next with her reign. It's about who's going to beat her. I think that's the question fans start asking: who's going to beat her and when is it going to be? I'm thinking like the 489-0 is going to be the biggest match for her. That's when you put her up against like your biggest player like Britt Baker or somebody like that. In my head, I had maybe Jamie Hayter, but obviously that's probably not going to happen now.
Maybe not.
As far as the match tonight goes, I thought it was a decent one. Jade retaining was no surprise to me. I just wonder exactly what do you do next for the next few weeks or few months leading up to the big 49-0 or 50. That's the real question for me. They're going to throw a bunch of duds in there with probably Marie Shafir's third match and a bunch of like lower card women
Rain or something.
Yeah, a bunch of lower card women leading up to that on Rampage because she's Mrs. Rampage. And then they'll get to 50-0 when she has like the biggest match. Like I think it's probably going to be like Britt Baker or somebody. And if she gets to 50-0, then it's like, all right, now we're starting over stair welcome because once you get to 51-0 and 52-0,
then I gotta ask, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
bro, but you said Britt, right?
Yeah.
That Britt's gonna be that one to get it 50-0. I think it should be Bow Wow. That's who it should be. It should be Bow Wow. Look, he got the height, the weight. It would be a fair match.
I don't know if
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. If they establish that the TBS championship is intergender, I'm not opposed to that idea.
That'd be fire. Just watching Jay kick Bow Wow's head off.
Because Jade's the first ever champion, right? She's the first and only ever champion. So I mean, if they did have an intergender match, you could establish it that way. I highly doubt that would ever happen, but fun idea.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. So salute to Jay, salute to the Breakfast Club. That wrong Breakfast Club, Jay. Pro Wrestling's Breakfast Club. That's the enemies. You got to slide over here. You feel me? But it's all good. It's all love. I enjoyed the interview. What was the next match on the show? The next match on the show was actually it was an AEW Presents Ring of Honor title match, because I don't know if y'all caught the news this week, but the final battle show for Ring of Honor next month is actually AEW Presents Ring of Honor's Final Battle. And I think that's maybe the way that they're gonna start promoting this to kind of get some more people involved, get some more tickets sold and all of that. And another super chat. Y'all think Satnam Singh should be MJF for the world title? I think he should. That's hilarious. Probably not, my friend. Probably not, Landon. We'll see what happens. Hey, man, if Satnam Singh learns how to do a 630, do it. Book it. I'm rolling. Jericho defended against Claudio, Sammy Guevara, and Bryan Danielson in a fatal 4-way match for the ROH title. I thought that this match was pretty dope. Of course, I would have enjoyed Bryan Danielson picking up the win. I'd never ask anybody. I'd never vote for anybody else in this lineup to win a match, except for Bryan Danielson. But because of the story,
I knew Jericho,
Chris Jericho beating everybody. It's like, you can't end it now. But
yeah, bro, I knew Jericho was gonna win because my man's riding off a high. He was just on the Masked Singer, and now it is like he's finally getting that stardom that he always wanted. And he's just like, yo, man, look, I'm doing it. Hey, yo, that crowd
was anticlimactic.
Crowd was good. Crowd was good all night, bro. Yeah, that was anticlimactic.
I mean, you should have knew Jericho was going to win because Bryan Danielson's in that match, and Bryan Danielson has been taking L's to Jericho all year long. So, like, as soon as you saw Jericho and Danielson in the same match, you should have known Jericho was winning.
Should have known. Yeah. Should have known.
But
I was just praying that Bryan Danielson didn't take the pin. I'm like, if Danielson takes one more fucking loss to Jericho, I'm gonna lose my marbles. So I was really hoping that Claudio or Sammy got pinned, and it was Claudio. So I'm like, all right, I can rock with it somewhat. I can rock with it.
I can for sure rock with Claudio getting pinned. Take another L, my guy. Hold that, brother. Hold that with a cup of coffee.
What's with the Claudio slander here? What's going on?
I just think
he don't like Claudio.
For what? What's the problem with Claudio?
I just think he's boring. Like he's a really good wrestler, but I mean, for me personally, you gotta have something else better than that. And it's a little disappointing that this man can speak 7 languages and can't cut a promo. But it's all good. It's all love. It is
You
what
can
it
probably
is.
cut a meme promo in French. You just don't know that because you don't know French.
Oh, hey, Tony Khan, let him talk French. Put the
Yeah,
subtitles on the screen with the
let
little
him.
bouncy ball.
I would love to see an eloquent. What's the language that they speak in Switzerland? I was about to say Swiss.
No,
but I'm not entirely sure if it's Swiss.
He cut a promo. He cut a promo on Raw or SmackDown or whatever one time where he said he spoke in like whatever language it was, and then he said it in English, and then he said it in the third language, and I was like, okay, cool.
He did that about Oksana back in like 2010.
Yeah.
He spoke. It was French, German, Italian, and there was like other ones mixed in there, but I forgot what they were. But I remember like German, French, and Italian.
There you go.
Yeah, it's back when he used to wear the beret.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
And back when he was Antonio Cesaro.
That look was hard, and I did like the Antonio Cesaro name.
I mean, and he had a hard theme song.
Yeah, I mean, he did have that. He did have that. So I mean, I guess I can't slander him too much.
Sell him a hot dog, smoking his chair.
Man came up, stole Teddy Long woman, and was like, "Yo, man, got a job now."
Right from under his nose, man.
Yo,
right from under his nose.
You blocking me. You should have blocked Claudio.
But I did want to talk a little bit about earlier. You were talking about Tony Khan and the whole final battle thing. I was on my stream and I was actually talking to my chat about a tweet that I saw from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. They were talking about the Tony Khan. I don't know if he had like a call or a meeting or whatever, but he basically was talking about how Tony Khan said that he was going to be evaluating his position with Ring of Honor after Final Battle. And I gotta find the exact tweet because I don't want to misquote or anything. Hold on, Tony Khan.
That's interesting.
I gotta find the exact tweet because I thought the wording of it was so interesting. Okay, I found it. I'll send it right here just so that way everybody can see for themselves. It says, and it's by Wrestling News Observer. So I know some people are very like cautious and clutch their pearls at Dave Meltzer, but Tony Khan says they will evaluate the Ring of Honor situation and a TV deal after Final Battle. He points to their pay-per-view success and says that there is a business case that doesn't cannibalize AEW. Again, talks about the Warner Brothers Discovery and their relationship. And it's like, okay, you hear the verbiage of he points to their pay-per-view success, yada, yada, yada. But the very beginning is the concerning part because it says that he will evaluate the Ring of Honor situation and TV deal after Final Battle. Whenever you hear the word someone's going to evaluate something, that's normally not a good thing. That's not, if they're evaluating a situation, that's not a good thing. That means they're looking into something that probably isn't going right. So
turn these niggas to a video library, bro.
Interesting. Huh?
He's going to evaluate the Ring of Honor situation. I don't think that's a good thing. If you're going to evaluate the situation, that sounds like to me like Warner Brothers don't really fuck with Ring of Honor the way that Tony Khan wants them to.
Like, I'm finna dump this off, man. Hey Vince, you still want this? You can start your own thing.
I'm just assuming here. But it don't really sound like Warner Bros. Really wants that shit. Tony Khan wants it. Warner Bros. Is like, these numbers ain't really showing. We don't give a fuck about no dang Ring of Honor. We'll keep the AEW show, but we don't give a fuck about no Ring of Honor, bro.
That's why I think that they're trying to throw the AEW tagline on it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Warner Brothers was like, we for sure don't want the Briscoes on TV.
Yo, facts. He just said this week, he was like, yo, man, I get a lot of people asking me about having FTR versus the Briscoes versus the Young Bucks on Dynamite. He was like, I tried to get it to happen. Like the powers that be don't want it to happen. So he might wash his hands of Ring of Honor. It might be.
I think fans sometimes tend to forget that Tony Khan has to answer to somebody.
Facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Facts. Because I think it was earlier this year, like they said that Warner Brothers was interested in a third AEW show, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, maybe it's going to be Ring of Honor," but I really don't think they probably want Ring of Honor.
No. And the smart thing of doing the AEW Presents Ring of Honor is that the AEW name is attached to it. I think Ring of Honor by itself, Warner Brothers don't want that shit because it's like, okay, is Ring of Honor going to sell? They're going to look at all the stats. They're going to look at everything the Ring of Honor has offered even before AEW bought it, and they're going to be like, what does this offer us? We're going to pay all this money for this space, and what do we get in return? We're going to get 300,000 below that. Probably that's not a good return on investment. They're going to lose money if they have Ring of Honor on their network. I'm just being real. I'm not even trying to dump a Ring of Honor, but if I'm Warner Brothers Discovery, that don't really sound like a good investment to me. So I can understand why they might not even want it. It'd be nice for the wrestling fans to have, but from a business perspective, I could see why they're probably not even toying with the idea like that.
Like, if they evaluate those books, I just hope Tony Khan just goes out there, takes out the whole time that Matt Taven was world champion and just erases that so they don't see that shit, because that was probably their lowest drawing time, because that was some bullshit.
I feel you. Who do we think that Chris Jericho is going to face at Final Battle for the ROH title? Like, who's going to be his next challenger? Like,
PCO.
No.
They both old niggas.
All right, PCO for sure. Jerry Lynn.
They both.
Oh wait, no. Jonathan Gresham hates Tony Khan. Never mind, that can't happen.
Oh, yeah,
like, look,
true.
man.
That's true.
Yo, I hope that shit wasn't true, nigga. You going back to me in my office telling me where you rank on the PWI? I'd thrown that nigga out there too. I'd had him lose in the most disrespectful way possible. I was like, okay, bro. All right.
Where you rank at in the PWI?
Like, fuck that little ranking, bro.
Shut up, man. Hey, man, we got the return of Saraya after Saraya. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't get canceled, bro.
My bad. We got the return of Saraya after 5 years. After 5 years out of the ring, she had her return after signing with AEW, a one-on-one match with Britt Baker. And this was dope, man. This was dope. Congratulations to her. You know, this was a very emotional moment, of course. I noticed that she did like the little neck breaker or whatever Britt Baker did, like right in front of her brother outside on the ground, and she's selling. And I'm like, okay, so Britt, not Britt, my bad. Saraya is gonna be doing the Daniel Bryan, the Bryan Danielson hope spots now. Like, oh man, is she gonna be okay? She gonna be okay? Like, oh, but you know her neck is bad. Like, oh, I don't want to see her take that spot. And then the overselling. You know, I feel like we're gonna get a little bit of that out of it. Ben, what'd you think about this match?
I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't think they were really gelling like that. Like, every time, like, some of the stuff looked kind of clunky and shit like that. And I know she was trying. I know a lot of times she was trying, you know, like excluding that, you know, the outside spot. A lot of times during the match, she was trying to like play it safe with her and everything like that. And I know you got to do that because like she's just coming back. We don't know. This is her first match back and everything like that. But it felt like a little slow and awkward at times to me. So I wasn't really feeling it like that. But I'm glad she got the win. She got to have like that moment though.
No, I agree. It was definitely a very slow paced and very clunky match at times. The return was dope. It was emotional, and you know, it was nice to see Saraya back in the ring after so long. I think for the most part, a lot of that comes down to the fact that she got cleared last week, and I don't know if she's actually been training up until that time or before it, but when she got in the ring and they were locking up with each other and trying to figure themselves out, it's like, okay, you know, take things slow. It never really progressed after that point. Like, yeah, we started doing the neck breakers spots and whatnot, like teasing it. And then that kind of ended up being the whole match was them teasing the neck, which I expected, but, you know, I could have done a little more than that. And then the way that Paige was, I'm really not trying to come on here and bag on Paige because like it's her first match back from West and all, but I'm also not gonna sit here and pretend that it was like some really good match. It wasn't. It was decent at best. I would like to think that in the future, as she gets back in the ring and starts wrestling more, that we'll start to see some good performances out of Saraya. This was just not that. And Britt Baker is not the type to carry somebody. So it was never destined to be a great match. I never thought it was going to be some 5-star classic or even 4-star at that matter. I'm just happy to see Saraya back. That's really all I'm going to leave it at.
Serviceable match. Saraya got her moment. She's back in the ring. You know, at least she can shake that rust off and have some dope matches with a lot of the other women in AEW. But yeah, salute to them. That was dope. What was next? Oh, hey, triple threat. What's the thing that Big E says? Big meaty men slapping meat. This is basically the Hoss of all hosses match. You know what I'm saying? Samoa Joe actually picked up the win and is now a double champion after defeating Wardlow and Hobbs. Suplex, you said you didn't see that coming?
I don't know if anybody saw that. Did anybody really have Joe winning this match?
I have
that shocked the hell out of me. I remember when I saw that, I was like, the first thing I said, I was saying it in the middle of the stream. I said, listen, Wardlow has had the most disappointing reign that I have seen in a long time. And it is all Tony Khan's fault, not even his. It's just the fact that Tony Khan knows how to lead a horse to water, but he doesn't know how to make it drink. It really is that. Like, think of just about any big star, not big star, any medium big star that AEW has. They know how to get them to the destination, but they don't know how to sustain them after they reach the destination. Just about every single person. Orange Cassidy, I think, is one of the biggest things about that is that, yeah, he's the champion now, but he was white hot in 2020. He was hot in 2021, and they waited until 2022 when he cooled off to put the championship on him.
Look, he was like, you saying he was white hot. This man was like literally had people asking like, who is this guy? Yes, I remember when he had the
mainstream, bro.
Yeah, bro. I seen this shit on Facebook like 50,000 likes on like some random like page that be doing like numbers and shit like that. They were like, yo, who is this guy? And he was doing like the kicks and had like the glasses on and everything like that. And people were in there like, oh yeah, that's Orange Cassidy, that's Orange Cassidy. And you're right. He was like, bro, he was white hot at that time. And I think that's a big problem, not just like with at AEW, but in wrestling. Like a lot of times they're like, yo, man, let's build it up, keep building it up, keep building it up. And by the time you do it, no one gives a fuck.
But yeah, Orange Cassidy is just one example. I mean, you could also think about Dan Housen. Dan Housen was white hot. They didn't really do much with him. And they put him with Hook, who was also really hot. Hook is another example. Someone who was white hot. Yeah. He won the FTW championship. And what has he really been doing in the last month or two? He wasn't even on TV for about a month.
Yeah.
He just came back recently, and it's just been dwindling since then. Like, there's just been this trend where it's like people will win championships or they'll be at their hottest. And even we could say Jamie Hayter to an extent. Jamie Hayter, she's popular, but she was more popular a month ago, 2 months ago. That was
I thought she was going to win it all out.
That was the time to do it, but they waited until now to do it. And it's like, I don't understand why Tony Khan likes to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And now let's do it. It's like, but they were hot here. Why did you wait until we get all the way here to do it? It's like he's late with a lot of things. And it's like with Wardlow, he was white hot right after his feud with MJF, right after that win. He won the TNT championship soon after. Cool. And then what happened? A bunch of nothing happened. He barely defended a championship to my knowledge. He was on AEW Rampage for a lot of the reign. He didn't really have any captivating storylines the whole time. This was the most story that he got, and it barely was a story at that. Powerhouse Hobbs was added in very late. It was a tag team that a very much thrown together tag team that he had with Samoa Joe. There was no reason for Wardlow to be a team as long as they were. You had a TNT champion and your Ring of Honor television champion who should be in separate feuds as a team together because you had nothing better for them to do. Then they split up and you put them up against each other in this match. You had Powerhouse Hobbs in at the last second, and I love Powerhouse Hobbs, but he really shouldn't have been in this match. So he's in the match, and it's like, okay, Powerhouse Hobbs can win. I like that idea. Samoa Joe's in the match. He's not going to win. That's my thought was that he was not going to win. Wardlow should win because his reign has been less than stellar, and if he wins, it gives him a legitimate victory over Samoa Joe or Powerhouse Hobbs, both of them, and then you find something for him to do after that. But Samoa Joe wins instead. And yeah, you can say, oh, but Wardlow didn't get pinned or submitted. It doesn't matter. He's killed dead now because his reign was less than stellar, and then he lost. So now what's he going to do? He could chase after the championship and get it back, but it's too late. I don't think the fans really care as much. Like I was listening to the Wardlow chants; they weren't even as loud as they were in the past.
Bro.
I think there were louder Joe chants than there were for Wardlow tonight. That's concerning.
The symphony
So,
wasn't
right.
even that strong.
Even if he chases after Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship, I don't think fans are going to care as much. I think fans are more invested in Samoa Joe than they are in Wardlow, especially that he's double champion now. Like, yeah, no, I don't want to say that he killed, like Tony Khan killed Wardlow, but it's like I don't know how he's going to recover right now. I really don't see the road to recovery for him.
Yeah, because like looking back on it, like you said, he didn't defend the title a lot, and the champion in the matches that he had when he was on like pay-per-views and stuff like that. I think the last one he had was like a tag team match with like FTR or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, why can't he defend the belt? Why he in a storyline with two other niggas and he not defending the belt? It just don't make sense.
David in the chat says somebody got to stop this man with all this logical thinking.
I'm sorry, man. I don't do podcasts like that, so I just got to air it out sometimes.
No, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, and I 100% agree with you. You feel me? Like I did not expect Samoa Joe to win this match. I thought that they were going to use this match to reset Wardlow's reign and be like, okay, cool. Now, he's beaten two big ass dudes is damn near bigger than him. You feel me? So, okay, now we can go ahead and find him some interesting placement on this show and on this card rather than sticking him with Joe and War Joe or sticking him with FTR and them doing like a bunch of trios matches and shit that don't mean shit. Like, all right, cool. But man, Samoa Joe's going in the final battle with two titles. What you say, Ben, is two Samoan guys named Joe that are just so happen to be double champions. Would you look at that? That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
You think Samoa Joe's feeling Uzi?
I hope he is. I love Samoa Joe, but he didn't need to win 2 titles.
He for sure didn't need to win this.
Nah.
Especially with Joe's been kind of injury prone for the last couple of years. So it's like, you sure you want to put 2 titles on Joe? Like, you go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. I'm not mad, but like,
I ain't mad.
That's on you. That's on you. You got to deal with that one, my brother. This match was Sting and Darby against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I missed this match. I missed this whole this match. I was so excited to see because I'm like, yo, I can't wait to see Sting no sell the guitar shot. Sting's gonna no sell the guitar shot, and that's gonna be the spot of the night. He's gonna beat his chest. He's gonna go crazy. And I missed it. I don't even know if it happened. My phone died, and I clicked the shit back on, and I see this nigga Sting got Satnam Singh ready to do a Scorpion Death Drop, and Darby does a coffin drop for the top, and then Sting reverses a Lethal Injection into a Scorpion Deathlock, and I'm like, oh, that's the match? So I have a question for y'all. Did Sting no sell the guitar shot? did
Darby Allin did.
Oh, okay.
He passing it down. But
Darby Allin is basically baby Sting now.
Basically, yeah.
That's why I kind of don't like it because it's like they've been together for a year now, and it's almost at a point where I don't even know what Darby Allin is anymore. He's become like I said, he's become baby Sting. Like he's not his own person anymore. He's deeply associated with Sting. He's always out with them. They have tag team matches that they always win. It's like, I don't know if they're ever going to break up. I don't see Darby turning on Sting anytime in the near future. I think for as long as Sting is wrestling, they will be paired together.
Because that was the thing going into this.
Yeah, nope. It really shackles Darby Allin because he's capable of more than that. but he's almost just kind of stuck to Sting's hip now. Because it's like Sting, they don't trust Sting to do singles matches, and I get it. But at the same time, no TNT title reigns for Darby that I know of. He's not going after anything. He's just with Sting. I mean,
Yeah, he
he
just
when
had
he
that
was
one
the
TNT
TNT
title run, but
champion,
not-
he
yeah.
still had Sting by his side, and
Yeah.
it was deeply revolved around Sting being back. It's like,
because that's like the basis of this storyline. It was like, yo, they beat my ass. I need Sting to watch my back, and that's been like the basis for like the last like 3 or 4 rivalries that he's has. Like, yo, man, look, they beat my ass. Like, I need you to come up in here and help me, bro. That's been it.
you know, funnily enough, one of my friends who was getting back into wrestling around last year, he said his favorite AEW wrestler was Sting. Of all the people in the roster, he said it was Sting because Sting is 63 years old and kicks so much
Man.
ass. And one of the things he said exactly what you said. He said that Darby needs Sting all the time. And it's like every time they have a match together, he's like, yeah, no, Sting's gonna come in here and save the day because Darby gets his ass kicked all the time. And I really badly wanted to argue that, but I'm like, you know, you're exactly right. Every single time Darby's getting his ass kicked and he needs Sting to come save him. And I kind of hate that, Loki. I kind of hate that you need a 63-year-old man to come in here and save the day from you.
Baby Sting and Darby Senior. It's like it's like he needs it, but like Sting can't do nothing without him, and he can't do nothing without.
Like I said, they're shackled to each other.
Yeah, they're like taking on each other's like shit too. Like Darby's like taking on Sting's characteristics, and Sting is the fucking luchador or some shit now. He's a high flyer. He's an aerialist. I'm like, all right, cool, have at it.
Because the thing that they were trying to pitch towards everybody when AEW kicked off, they're like, yo, Darby is just like Jeff Hardy. They're like, yo, he's just like Jeff Hardy, and they were kind of like kind of link them together, and like we sort of slipped from that pathway down to like, okay, now he's like Sting. It's like, bro, Sting and Jeff Hardy are not the same. Like, so how y'all get him from here to here? That's what I want to know.
They associated the Jeff Hardy thing because he takes a lot of stunts that Jeff Hardy would do back in the day. Which is why when they had their match, everybody was all excited about it, but then at the same time worried.
Like, yo, we gonna one up each other. Like, who can really die?
Who could die the fastest?
1,000 ways to die. We doing this match.
Who could really die? Wow, that's wild. I enjoy Sting. I think they should make Sting AEW champion. Sting should beat MJF this Wednesday on Dynamite in a squash match in like 6 seconds. That'd be fire.
What? They 100% should. I would actually laugh my ass off, but then kind of fuck with it happening.
Going up.
It'd be crazy. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen, but Jamie Hayter, as we did mention earlier, is the new AEW interim women's champion. The interim women's champion.
And I fucking hate that you had to attach the word interim on there because okay, here's the thing. I legitimately love that Jamie Hayter's a new champion. I love it. I think we're about a pay-per-view late, but I love the fact that she won nonetheless. And it was a damn good match. I thought it was actually one of the better matches on the show. But it is very disengaging to say that she is the new interim AEW Women's Champion because it's like, okay, we've had 2 interim champions now. We've had Sammy and we have Jon Moxley. And it's like, well, was CM Punk the interim champion or Jon Moxley was the interim champion?
Moxley
was the interim champion. It's like both times we've had this interim champion. They lost to the person who will go on to become the definitive or undisputed champion. And it's like the only purpose of us doing this interim championship bullshit is because Tony Khan didn't want to strip the person of the championship. But at the end of the day, what ended up happening is that the person who was out and was the real champion got to accrue days by doing butt fuck nothing the whole time. CM Punk was champion for 80 days, but he was only active for 3 days. So explain that to me. Oh, well, he was the interim champion the whole time. Okay, and what happened? He came back. He came back and he lost the championship. So was he really the champion the whole time?
I think this situation is going to cause Tony Khan to have to make a decision on whether he's going to continue with the interim tag on championship reigns when somebody gets injured or somebody goes out or somebody gets suspended, because this particular situation with the women's championship has been extended a longer time than any other championship situation that we've had since. The TNT title thing got sold up pretty quick. The AEW world title, they said, all right, cool, it's been a minute. Well, no, they immediately said he's gonna, like, no, at first it was like, we're gonna drop the title, and he was like, no, I'm not gonna drop the title. And he was like, all right, cool, we're gonna have a tournament for the interim champion. And then boom, that happened like a month later down the line. And then now with this, Thunder Rosa's been out since what, August, and doesn't know she's going to come back until January.
I feel like if
you can keep this going.
I feel like if you're going to throw that interim tag on there, you should put like a deadline, and then after, like, if they don't meet that deadline, and then you're like, okay, well, this person is now like the undisputed champion, because from August to January is a crazy amount of time to wait to have
as champion the whole time.
You know what it is?
Those shouldn't count.
You know what it is? Tony Khan said, you know what? I'm going to book this like a sports run wrestling company. This is going to be a sports league, a sports-based, sports-centric organization. And I think he's finding out that pro wrestling don't work like that, really.
Yeah, wrestling isn't a sport.
Because he tried to do the rankings. The rankings have fizzled out. They stopped mentioning that shit because they're like, nigga, I can't like book according to the rankings all the time. And it's like, nigga, yeah, I'm going to keep reminding you that you're booking outside of your rankings because you said the rankings are important and that they mean something. Now you got this interim thing where it's like, same thing. Another one of those sports things like from the UFC or boxing that he's trying to bring over and use that in this particular situation. But it's like, now you got talent that's getting upset. And I don't know how upset they are if Tony's playing an angle or whatever. They're shooting shots at each other. Britt Baker's involved. Thunder Rosa's involved. It seems like it's a mess.
Well, let me ask you guys something. What is the definition of interim? Do you guys know?
Yeah.
Temporary, ain't it?
Yeah. An interim basically means an intervening time or temporary, which means you are technically not recognized as the real champion. Toni Storm was the interim champion, and she is no longer the interim champion. So does that mean that her reign is not recognized at all? Or does that mean she is recognized forever as a temporary champion? Like, she will never be recognized as a full women's champion. So this is the first time in AEW history where the interim champion lost. Mm-hmm. So now Tony Khan has to explain what that means. Because if this means that her reign is not recognized, then what the fuck was the whole point of her even being champion in the first place? That's why I said this interim shit doesn't make a damn sense. Because if you're going to recognize her reign, then she should be recognized as the women's champion. But you can't do that because this is the interim championship, which means by technicality, she should not be recognized as a champion whatsoever.
This should
and in that whole period, she was holding the championship for no reason. This is why I said the interim championship is a bunch of bullshit. She should be recognized as the women's champion, and so should Jamie Hayter.
You even got talent that are tweeting about it. They're like, yo, man, why are we still doing interim, man? Come on, man. Y'all, this shit don't make no sense. You had, what's the name of the dude? Ty Dillinger was like, yo, man, look, either you're champion or you're not champion. Like, which is it? Like, yo, is it one mic? Is it Uchiwali? What is it? What's going on, bro?
I don't give a damn what Ty Dillinger, Sean Stasiak, Sean Spears, whatever you want to call himself this week is tweeting about. Like, you shouldn't be talking, brother. You ain't never held a single championship around these parts, my guy. Hey, come clock in and take out the trash. You feel me?
I'm about to look into this because I know the medium scrub's happening right now. Maybe they're talking about it because I need them to. I really want them to clarify what does this mean for Toni Storm. I want to know if her reign is recognized or not.
I don't know. I do know that one story coming out of this is going to be extremely important because there were shenanigans all over this match. This match was overbooked crazy. We got Reba coming in. We got Britt coming in. We got heck of false finishes. extra false finishes. A couple of, I think they added in a couple of extra that maybe a little. By the 7th, 8th false finish, I was like, all right, my G, we can slow it down. This match could be over. Like, we're gonna have her win, but don't have her get. What was it like? Britt gave her she got smacked in the head by the belt. Britt gave her the stomp on the belt, and then Jamie Hayter gave her like a tiger suplex or something like that or whatever, and like that didn't do it. I'm like, all right, man, like Tony Cena. All right, cool, I got you. That's what I was thinking, and then she ended up losing anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. But how long do you think it's gonna be before Britt Baker turns on Jamie Hayter?
This week.
That should have been happened, honestly.
Is this like the Randy Orton evolution thing? Is she gonna give it a thumbs up, thumbs down?
Got to.
That'd
I'm not
be
sure
fire.
Reba can get on her shoulders like that.
I don't know what she does. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know what she does.
Kind of exists.
Yeah, there you go. Well, salute to them. Salute to Jamie Hayter. You feel me? Hopefully your reign is recognized or Tony gets this whole thing figured out. You feel me? Tag team titles was on the line. The Acclaimed defeated Swerve and Our Glory. And this is where we saw the breakdown, I guess, of the tag team of Swerve and Our Glory as the Acclaimed and Anthony Bowen's feigned injury and all of that. Ben, how'd you feel about this tag match? You excited about the Acclaimed retaining the tag titles, brother?
I mean, like, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was a good match, but I wasn't really overly hyped for it because I already knew how like it was gonna go. I knew like Swerve and Keith Lee were gonna have some argument or something like that. I wasn't expecting Keith Lee to walk out in the match. I was just expecting like them to turn on each other, some shit like that. But you know, all in all, it's a decent match, not a good match, not a bad match.
I thought it was fairly good. Not the best one they had. Actually, I think it was probably my least favorite of the ones they've had. Yeah, I mean that's really all I have to say about it. I mean, Keith Lee being turned on by Swerve, I think a lot of people saw that coming, and that leading into the finish. It's like, okay, so now we're getting Keith Lee and Swerve having a feud with each other. Like that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see how that unfolds. The Acclaimed retained. I'm happy they retained. I'm very curious to see where they go after this feud because they've been feuding for a few months now.
Yeah.
So this is going to be like their first
pay-per-view.
Yeah, this is going to be their first like real test outside of that feud to see like where they go. Like the trios division is a lot broader and wider than the tag division is when you think about it. So it's like, okay, well, they're not going to face the Elite. The Elite and the Lucha Bros are occupied. So it's like, what tag teams do they have right now?
You know, FTR is going to be on Twitter tomorrow morning like, we should have a tag title shot because...
Yo,
freaking...
I think they did that. No lie. I think they did, like, they walked backstage and they looked at the titles and they were like, soon. And they just kept walking or some shit like that. So it probably will be FTR next.
Wait, like on Tonight Show they did that?
No, they did like on the Dynamite,
I remember what you're talking about. They did do it a few weeks ago.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. They walked by. They were like, soon we're going to challenge for those belts. And they were like, yeah, okay, nigga.
Yeah.
You got to defend those, like, 2 belts that you got over there.
Ken said that Beijing had Keith Lee's beard popping. Yeah, he's been going a little overboard with the Beijing as of late. I'm not gonna hold you. Shenanigans in this match too. Keith Swerve running around with the pliers and Billy Gunn coming out. I almost called this man daddy ass. That's crazy. Whatever. Him coming out, they doing the whole thing, and Swerve slapping Keith Lee, walking out, but still watching the rest of the match from the ramp. So you can catch my reaction after he loses. I'm like, all right, cool. That's it was a good match, but like y'all said, it wasn't what the first one was. It wasn't what the second one was. It was just kind of like a match, and this is how they had to close out the story. This match was more so about, it felt like turning the dynamic of Swerve and Keith Lee more so than it was about the Acclaimed defending, you know what I'm saying, the tag team titles here. It seemed like the focal point was Swerve and Keith Lee in that story, but
this was definitely a vehicle for that turn.
Yeah. So salute to them. Main event time, man. Main event time. Jon Moxley defended and lost the AEW World Title against MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. This match was like the crowd seemed like they were not necessarily with Moxley, man. They were chanting for.
It didn't seem they weren't with Moxley.
They were chanting for MJF. They was booing this man like crazy. Sooplex, talk to me, man. How'd you feel about this match? Do you think it delivered?
Oh man, okay. So I would say, finish aside, I thought it was good. It was not the best match on the show, but it was good. I can't compare it to the first match because I barely remember the first match even happening. I was shocked they even mentioned the first match because the entire storyline leading up to this, you would have never thought this. You would have thought this was their first match. They never even mentioned the first match happening. So I was shocked they mentioned it on commentary. But no, I did enjoy this match. I was very much surprised by the finish. In some ways, I feel like I shouldn't have been, but I was. It's like there was two options for me going into this match. Either MJF was going to win clean or MJF was going to lose. And they went with option C, which is MJF still cheats to win. And I did not like that finish because it really feels like we did all this with MJF being the baby face and all this kind of stuff, and we just went right backwards. So basically, I can't ever trust a single word that MJF says because he has now tricked me 3 times this year with CM Punk and then 2 times over with this. So I will never, I don't care if this man could go baby face and save a baby from a burning fire tomorrow. I will never trust this man a day in my life. I don't care what he does.
Man, that was a fake baby. That was an active baby.
Yeah,
I keep saying
it was a stunt baby. You know what I
keep
mean?
saying
Like, a hired actor.
He's the boy that cried wolf. He's the boy that cried wolf. Like he keeps telling you, like, oh, okay, like he wants to get the fans on his side, and then boom, like, oh, okay, again, I'm the devil. The greatest trick the devil ever. Like, you know what I realized about MJF? Honestly, what I've realized about MJF since he's been back, he used to do the whole, okay, I'm gonna do the habitual line stepper thing. I'm gonna disrespect you and just say something that's just really low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? And just get a rise out of people that way. And just that's my heel stick. Now his shit is just basically remixing other people's lines and other people's like he's been saying everything he's been doing is basically just CM Punk like reborn.
Yeah,
I think like yeah, you go ahead.
It's really upsetting because I felt like they really had something with him possibly. He didn't have to go full on babyface, but they had something with him being cheered by the fans and kind of doing a little bit of pandering, but then kind of toying with the fact that he's still a bad guy, like never really shying away from insulting the fans. He was motorboating some girl out in the crowd. Like, yeah, that's MJF for you. I don't think that would ever went away if he ever went babyface. They had something there, and they decided to just go back to the old ways. And it's like, okay. I said it on my stream jokingly, but I'm like, MJF is one of the biggest like thoughts I've ever seen in my life. The way he just circles around managers and gets cycled through them is crazy. This man started off with Wardlow, then got the Pinnacle added on. Then got dropped. Well, he didn't get dropped. He dropped the Pinnacle. Then he got dropped by Wardlow. Then he went with the Firm, but then the Firm dropped him, and now he's with Regal. It's like he's a city boy. He's cycling through all these different men. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He can't stick with one person. He needs to be with somebody. That's what I have come to the conclusion of.
You forgot one.
He can't do anything. Did I forget one?
The Inner Circle.
You forgot one. Yeah.
Inner Circle. Yeah.
The Inner Circle and the Inner Circle, the Pinnacle, Wardlow, the Firm, and now he can't do anything by himself. He will never be a standalone guy. He needs to cheat, and that's the conclusion I come to. He needs to cheat in order to win, and it's like it's very black and white, and I feel like that the layers are almost gone for the character now.
Like I feel like like you were saying, like he could have like walked that line, like okay, I'm not really a baby face, I'm not really a heel, but like if it works out for me, I'll do it. Like if I got to run down and save this guy because it's gonna benefit me in some type of way, I'll run down here and make the save. But if I got to kick a nigga in the nuts, like if it like benefits me, I'll do it. Sort of like not comparing him to Eddie Guerrero, but that's sort of like an Eddie Guerrero thing. Like, yo, man, look, I'll do what I want to do, and you can cheer me or you can boo me. I just don't give a fuck. Like, sort of an anti-hero kind of character. But like the match itself, there were some points in there that I liked. I liked how when they went out to the apron, when he initially did like when he got the knee injury, when he did like tombstone on there. I've seen a lot of people do that move and they act like, yo, the ring isn't affecting their knees or whatever when they go for that tombstone. And he sold that shit like he had shattered his knee. I was like, yo, I liked that a lot.
I like that spot too.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of good spots in this match, and it felt like they were going like I felt like the story that they were telling was like John Moxley was like, yo, I'm putting my foot in this nigga's ass, and you're not gonna do none of that like that shiny shit or whatever. You're not like as soon as like he did like the like he kept hitting the ropes like early on in the match, and you see John Moxley was like, yo, man, when I get in the ring, I'm gonna whoop this nigga ass, bro. Like it's like he tried to do the Ric Flair shit. And after he did that, like Moxley came up behind him, like punched him in the back of the head. I was like, bro, we not here to do none of that. And like I like the fake out spot, like at the end when he goes for the diamond ring, and William Regal's like, nah, man, you can't do that. You can't do that, man. And he slides the brass knucks into him real smooth. I like that. I was
that
like,
part,
okay, like
that part irritated me. That part irritated me, and it irritated. This is why it irritated me. This is why it irritated me.
I like the sequence of it.
Moxley, how do you fall for that, bro? Like,
because he trusted Regal.
When does your manager ever say, "Hey, get up, go get the ref"? Hey, get up, go get the ref. Your manager should be the one
that's what I'm here for.
Getting the ref for you. That's your job, my nigga. That's what you get paid for.
John Moxley is a smart wrestler. He's not a smart person. This has been proven since the WWE days.
No, that's a fact. That's a
fact. But when he came down there, I was like, yeah. As soon as he came down, I was like, yeah, he's definitely turning on this nigga because it was just like it was too convenient. Because if MJF don't give a fuck if you walking down to the ring, like he's still gonna pull out the diamond ring, bonk this nigga over the head. It was too obvious. And the other thing, like, it kind of bothered me, but it's not like a huge takeaway. Blackpool Combat Club sat backstage, watched that whole match. Nobody ran down there to grab William Regal. No one ran down there to like, hey man, what you doing? This is our boy. Like, no one did anything. Just sat backstage, just watched him just do that shit.
Are they slowly fizzing out the Blackpool Combat Club?
Unless they're slowly fizzing out because they've been having dissension between Wheeler Yuta and Bryan Danielson, so I think they're slowly fizzing it out.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say, oh, maybe the entire Blackpool Combat Club is like turning on Moxley, and now MJF is joined. But I'm like, well, what they were doing with Danielson and Yuta, like, I think they're about to split up, which is corny as hell, honestly. I like
you gonna put the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Blackpool Combat Club in the feud for the whole year, and then you just say, all right, I'm done with this Blackpool Combat Club thing. Like that just blows my mind. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Like I'm a fan of William Regal and MJF. I'm a fan of them like being together, but like you said, like throwing away that whole group. When you had Jericho have like multiple groups over like since AEW's inception, but we can't have Blackpool Combat Club for like
they're throwing away a
whole
lot
year
by doing this. They're throwing away the potential of babyface MJF, and they're throwing away the whole Blackpool Combat Club to put together two people who don't need each other. Regal doesn't need MJF, and MJF does not need. They don't need each other, so it's like the pairing. It sounds good on paper, but it's like it doesn't make any sense. They don't need each other at all.
This is another one of those
that's the thing about
situations like Jay Cargill doesn't need Nyla Rose. I mean, not
yeah.
my bad. Nyla Rose doesn't need Vicky Guerrero. I apologize. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
why would you do that? Like, I get it. I understand the dynamic that you're trying to build, but now I have questions because now I'm wondering, like, okay, look how many enemies that they just created throughout this entire thing. You got the entire firm. That's Lee. That's Big Cass. Cuz I don't know what they call it. Morrissey.
They have no purpose now.
You feel me? What it like? But you have the firm and you have the Blackpool Combat Club, but it's just MJF and William Regal. Like, how do you fend off 7-8 people that you've now like pissed off and turned your back on?
Oh, MJF is going to get a faction
weeks?
soon. That's what he's been doing for the last 3 years. He gets one person, then he gets a faction.
I hate that because I'm like, he's so like he's good. Like he can carry himself. He doesn't need a manager. He doesn't need a group.
Well, he's
like
proven tonight that he needs people. He's a
on,
leech. He's proven that he's a leech. He needs people.
I think that's a part of the gimmick, though. You know, I'm better than you, and you know it, but I need you to help me. You feel me? But I also need to dim your light. You know what I'm saying? To make myself seem and feel bigger. You know, I don't know. Vicky and Regal are there because they needed a job. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, if we're here for the jokes, then let's.
Let's do it.
I
was super excited when they brought Regal in. Like, I was super excited when they brought him in.
Yeah, I'm just. I don't know how to feel about this pairing, just because I don't know where it goes. Like, I think the promos are going to be amazing, but like. I guess I don't know if Starks is the way that you're going to start it off, then sure. But I wouldn't want Ricky Starks to just be like a one-off, you know, like, all right, cool, there's your main event, get back to the TNT title and go do something over there or something, you know.
I really hate to be that guy because I feel like everyone says, oh, it's a new era this time after every fucking show. I hate to be that guy, but it seems like we are entering a fresh period for AEW. We have like a new main champion for all rounds. We have a new women's champion. We have a new TNT champion. And we have a new world champion. And on top of that, the Elite lost the Trios championship. So they're not the new Trios champion. It's like there's a lot of stuff going on now. The only thing is that like I don't know if I like all the stuff that's going on, but they have a lot of new stuff going on going into the new year.
Yeah, like this best of 7
I feel like I like everything that's going on right now, but they got a lot of new stuff going on.
They do got a lot of new stuff going on. One of those things is Takeshita is officially All Elite now.
That's the best news I've heard all day.
Going Yankee.
Like,
no Cinnabon.
Do y'all know if they bought out his contract or did it expire?
Or are they doing just like some tiered shit where when you're over here you can? I'm not sure. That's one of the things that I was wondering. Like, okay, so I know they got the partnership with DDT. So I don't know. Maybe he answered something in regards to that at the scrum, possibly.
I hope so.
Given that, you know, they just made the announcement. I think it was last night or early this morning. You know,
yeah, I can't wait to see Konosuke Takeshita on Dark in like 2 months.
Yo, like, yo, hey, I feel
he made his way up.
The way I feel about this era of AEW is the same way that I feel about Phase 4 of like Marvel. The MCU. Like, you got a lot of good shit going on, but it's like at some points it's like, all right, bro, you know this is a little too much. Like, kind of tone some of this shit down, bro. Give me the shit that I came here for in the beginning.
That's funny.
That's a good way to phrase it, actually.
At the beginning of the show, you weren't here yet, Sooplex. I asked the guys, what would we give this show as far as like a letter grade? What would you give AEW Full Gear overall letter grade? This is the 3rd annual. So what would you do?
I'm trying to think of the show overall because I messed with some of the matches. I didn't really vibe with a lot of the finishes of the matches. Well, I definitely it ain't. Hey, I can tell you that much. It's boring between B- and C. I'm gonna go with C.
A C. I gave it a B. Ben, you gave it a B. Sooplex gives it a C. And Jizzle went to sleep.
Good for Jizzle. I'm happy
Good
for
for him. I'm happy for him.
My man was fucked up, man.
Healthy decisions. Healthy decisions. Well, with that said, man, let's go ahead and close it out, dog. Suplex, my G, I appreciate you joining us. You feel me?
That's for having me
Slide
on.
through.
It's always great talking to the lifeline, the lifeline, the juice of pro wrestling Twitter.
Oh shit. Hey, what they was gonna do if Twitter shut down? What they was gonna do?
They can't shut down Twitter. You guys run Twitter.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. You know, people think that we run like the
Appreciate you, bro.
WWE
Like,
on
for real.
Fox, like pay.
Like Tony Khan has to answer to Warner Brothers. Elon Musk has to answer to you guys. Y'all just don't know that. Everybody just don't know that. But
Yeah, we are part of the 350
Bless you,
employees
bro.
that stayed on. You know, the verified.
Just up in there doing anything.
Yeah, for sure. We just
Yo.
acting like I'm coding and shit. I'm just pressing buttons and shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Well, let's do it, man. Sooplex, if you will, I would appreciate it if you let everybody know where to find you, when you stream, and all that good shit, so they can come over and come check your shit out.
all right. Well, as you guys can tell, the name is Sooplex. So you can find me on TikTok under the same name. You can find me on YouTube under the same name. You can find me on Twitter under the same name with another X. The same goes for Twitch, and the same also goes for Instagram, which Instagram is showing me a lot of love right now. So shout out to everybody on Instagram. Go follow me there. I do go live on YouTube. I'm trying to get back in the rhythm of going live more than twice a week, but I will definitely be live next Saturday for Survivor Series, which should be a really good show. So I hope to see you all there.
Ben, my guy, tell them where to find you, my brother.
Yo, man, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at _the_son_of_Mars_. And I don't know.
Speaking of that, when are you guys hopping on TikTok?
We are on TikTok now. I'm trying to learn how to use this shit, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like Keeks is on it, and she been like pushing like a hard line, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna have to start using this motherfucker. I posted 2 things today, so that's progress, right? That's progress.
Oh, yeah.
Gang.
Today, man. Get your reps in. Get your reps in.
We're gonna make it happen. You feel me? Yeah, I'm like stone cold with it. You feel me? Like let me get my reps in while I can.
Let me tell you, man, if you starting off small, the algorithm loves it when you post a lot.
Oh, well, there we go. Let's get it then. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my pretty face on this motherfucker. We're gonna see what it do. You know what I'm talking about? Well, with that said, man, make sure y'all following the Public Enemy #1 at Oh My God Graham. Make sure y'all following the show, all social media platforms at the Enemies PE3. That's Instagram, that's TikTok. Make sure you join the Facebook group. Of course, that's Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Join the Discord. You know what I'm talking about? We'll probably be back next week, do another post show for Survivor Series as well. You feel me? If you don't check us out, make sure y'all go slide over and check out my brother Sooplex. You know what I'm saying? He'll be going Yankee. It is what it is. But with that said, let's get the hell up out of here, man. You feel me? Y'all do what y'all do. We're going to do what we do. We'll see y'all this Wednesday. Public Enemies podcast. What is it? Episode 237. And then, of course, Thanksgiving will be with the Black Announce table, and we're gonna have a nice little din with our squadron, with our family. You feel me? And reminisce on some amazing times and amazing dishes and amazing situations where I've imagined Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks,
Hey, bro,
and Malika Anderson. I'm just thinking about the yams and the mac and cheese when they touch. You feel me? But it's all good, man. Salute to y'all. We'll see y'all when we see y'all. Make sure y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
I just want to say thank you all, and as always, fuck everybody else. I love y'all.